aka Linnea. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today is another Countdown to 21 video. Yay! Today's topic, anime and manga series I love. Little disclaimer, I am not sponsored. I don't own any of these animes. They do not belong to me. Any of this manga either. Also, they may be manga and anime series, and there will be spoilers. I'm letting you know now. Okay, let's get started. First, anime/manga series, Vampire Knight. I loved both the manga series and the anime series. Vampire Knight is basically a story about a girl who was adopted by her dad, and she finds out that she's in love with two vampires. Well, there's a secret she has that she doesn't even know about. So if you guys want to watch this anime, it's really cool. It's mostly girly. It's very girly. The manga series continues off after the fighting, whereas the anime does not. Okay, next one. Anything by Quinn Rose. And I mean anything by Quinn Rose. I don't mean that this is an anime or anything. I mean, the group Quinn Rose is freaking amazing. They wrote so many good books. They're in charge of the Alice in Country of Hearts series, which also goes into Country Clover. And Country Diamonds came out recently, and it's not a manga. What? It's not a manga? Yeah, that's right. It's not a manga. What? How can that be? It's a novel. At the end, there's a little snippet for a manga, but it's a novel, and I think like the Country of Diamonds would be awesome as its own series of manga. Also, Country of Hearts has an anime movie version, but I think they need to actually make it into a whole movie, like a whole series. Next one. Vampire Bund. Vampire Bund is a story about a guy who happens to be supernatural, and he's protecting this young girl who's not really young at all. She's actually the queen of the vampires, so this is a great series if you also love like violence and violence and love stories again. Next series. How can I not mention this series when I mention Vampire Bund? It's very impossible. It's young Miss Holmes. Sadly, this is not an anime. This is a manga series. The reason I say sadly is because this manga here and this series has its own manga as well. These two series are connected in the same universe. These two are. Young Miss Holmes is a story about a young girl who's actually the niece of Sherlock Holmes, and little adventures she goes on. She's really young, and her partner is a dog. And she so happens to be in the same universe, but early on, before the Vampire Bund existed, she existed. Okay, next one. High School of the Dead. Now, the only reason I have to mention High School of the Dead is not because of the anime series, which, by the way, I thought was too graphic for me. I'm not a big fan of gore and stuff. The graphics made it almost look like real, almost like it was like the series Walking Dead a little bit. I am not a big fan of Walking Dead, nor am I a big fan of violence in anime. So I decided to put this in the list because I love the manga series, and the manga series was awesome, and it's so awesome. So this is why High School of the Dead is in here. Okay, next one is Beyond. Now I think this one needs to have its own anime. This is about a little girl who has great imagination, and how her friends and family encourage it and help her out, and she's just so sweet. It's so sweet. If this doesn't get its own series, I will be so sad. Like, it needs to sooner or later. I have to say this is an awesome. As a manga, it's awesome and be awesomer as an anime. There's also an anime that's already out that's kind of like this. I think it's called Bakamon. I think it's called Bakamon, but I'm not for sure. But that one's not the main character. Is not this girl. The main character is a calligraphist. Calligraphist? I think that's the right word. If it's the wrong word, please let me know in the comments below. And you know I have to mention this. Only because it was originally an anime series, so I have to do this one, Pokemon. Now, some of you are probably saying, that is not an anime series. Originally, when it first came out, it was a manga and anime series, so it's animated, so it's technically still an anime series, Pokemon. Now, I have to be honest, I hate the newer ones. I'm not a big fan of the new Pokemon. I think it's way more like going towards Dora Explorer than back in the day. Everybody's like, well, it's supposed to feel like that. You're a grown-up. That's not the case. The older ones are actually have a lot more going on in them than the newer ones. And the thing is, he keeps on adapting characters from the original animes, like the manga series, and like the adaptations. Like his outfits are like going into red and silver. Like if you read them, you notice the different characters. He's becoming those characters, and I don't like that at all. Okay, but as a kid, I loved him. Okay, next one, Digimon. I can't talk about Pokemon and not talk about Digimon. It's another impossibility. Digimon is another awesome series. It's basically about a kid who has a sister who finds that there's another world within the internet. And basically, before they met in the internet, they met in real life. The Digimon, and yeah, so on and so forth. Yep. And I love this series. It's one of the older ones. It's kind of like Sailor Moon, but it really isn't. Mew, the original, it's like the original Magical Girl series, except there isn't a downfall for having magical powers. Nobody dies from it. Okay, Mew. It's an awesome series about a high school girl who has superpowers and has a group of friends that connects together. Yes, it's a lot like Sailor Moon. But this girl is so awesome. I loved her outfits growing up. I thought she was so cool. And then how one of the bad guys actually was in love with her. That's even sweeter. Like, he's like, just notice me, basically. And that was so sad and so sweet at the same time. Okay, next one. Ouran High School Host Club. That's what these letters stand. Ouran High School Host Club. It's an awesome series about guys who like to entertain girls. Okay, let's do the real intro here. In a school for the super rich and super fancy, there is a club. Boys with too much time on their hands that entertain girls that also has too much time on their hands. It is the Ouran High School Host Club. Yay! This story is basically a reverse harem about a girl who so happens to join a boys' host club at school. It's not bad. It's not sexual. It's basically really a funny story. So, yeah. Next one. You all know I was going to say this one sooner or later. ASAO Sword Art Online. There's only 2 seasons in this. Most people think there's 4, but there's only 2. They're actually split into 4 different sections. SAO, the first season, and then the rest of the first season is GGO, which is Gun Gala Online, and then it goes into the fantasy world, right? Well, it goes SAO, then it goes into the new fantasy world, and then it goes GGO, and then it goes back to the fantasy world. So there's 4 there. But the second fantasy world one's a sadder story. So, yeah. Next one! Back awesome manga and anime series. This in the manga series, they reveal that Lizzie actually is part of knighthood, and in the anime series, they don't talk about it at all. They don't even reveal it at all. But the Black Butler series, the season 3 was like it was going back into like the time period before season 2. So if you want to really understand it, you might want to watch season 1, then season 3, and then season 2, because that will explain things a little bit easier. I think personally, that's just my opinion. But yeah, so yep. Next one is a manga series called The Black Bart. It's nothing like Black Butler. This one's a love story between a girl and a guy. They came together. This guy is actually a clan of like demons, and he gets her pregnant. And I haven't read the rest of the manga series. I've only read up to book 16. Book 17 hasn't come out for me yet. I've only read to book 16. So, yep. Okay, next one is Anything by Clamp, and I mean anything by Clamp. Clamp is an awesome mangaka group. They're awesome. They also come out with awesome animes. They came out with XX-holic, I don't know how to say that. They also came out with Clamp School Detectives. Usually their series connect to each other, one part or another. Through the manga, usually. The anime series, they don't usually connect with each other too much. They're somehow able to separate them, but they're still basically in the same universe when it comes to their writing. So, yep. Huon Become! This series is hilarious! Oh my gosh! This guy is so insecure about himself, and yet he's so popular. Everybody loves him, and he thinks that everybody freaking hates him. It's a series of miscommunication. It's hilarious. Next one, The Prince of Tennis. Prince of Tennis is a series of manga and anime. Now the anime is not as good as the manga, because the voices and stuff are pretty let's just say dramatic. I don't know what to say. Very technical. But this is an awesome series, and there's also they had another series come out after this one called The New Prince of Tennis, and it's just as good as the original. It's awesome. And I think everybody should read the manga and watch the anime. Kitchen Princess. I don't get why this one has not become an anime at all. It's it's an older manga series. Why hasn't this become an anime? Why hasn't it become an anime? Why has Kitchen Princess not become an anime? I'm not happy about this. Kitchen Princess is about a girl who has a skill that was given to her by her parents, basically. She was born with it. And she's an amazing cook. But some things keep on happening to her, and life kind of is difficult for her. Also, each book has different recipes you can use to cook on your own. It's a really cool series. I totally recommend it to every single person in the universe. So, yeah. Next one is Whistle, another manga series that I think should become an anime. Whistle is about a boy who has some skills, and he doesn't really know, he has some skills, but he didn't really, understands what he's doing, and he's pretty amazing. At the end, he kind of gets injured and has to leave, but he comes back in the next part of his life. So Whistle is an awesome series, and it's a great one to really understand about not giving up. It's another series that's similar to it is I Shield 21. If you've watched I Shield 21, then you might like this manga as well. Though I show 21's a football anime and manga series, not a soccer series. Okay, next one. I can't help I mention this because I'm a girl and I can't help it. Free! It's a series about boys who swim together and love to swim and just love the water. Haru is awesome. He is like my favorite character, not just because he's hot, but he just can't help but not be in the water. His favorite food is mackerel. Come on, how can you not love him? He's just so adorable. Okay, and final one, not least but final for today, The Devil and Her Love Song. I don't remember if this has an anime or not. I do know this series is it's very sweet and very kind and very emotional, and I think everybody should at least read it once if it can't be watched. But it's just a lovely story. It's about basically high school and getting and understanding people's emotions and understanding other people and trying to be yourself. It's an awesome series for those who want to know more. For those who want to just go on a journey. It's actually a really good story, and it's a story about being high schooler, so it's a good story. So these are not all the anime and manga I have ever watched and read, but this is what I have for the countdown. I hope you guys loved my 20 animes and manga series I love. If you guys have any other mangas or animes I should watch, comment down below and let me know, because I want to know your opinions. And if you have an idea for another countdown video up until my birthday, let me know in the comments, please. I love your opinions and I'll accept them and I'll go through them. If you have any questions, you can always go to my Twitter and use the hashtag NewieSays, and I'll answer your questions on a future YouTube video. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a good rest of your guys' morning, that your afternoon is fantabulous, that your evening is even better, that your night is sparkly and wonderful. I love you guys so much. Have a good rest of your guys' day. I'll talk to you guys later.